Hello everyone, how are you today? I want to show you today how simple and quick it is to make amazing food in your Thermomix and stack it up as well using the Varoma. This Varoma on your Thermomix, which is the bit that goes on top, which I'm going to bring out later and show you, just gives us more space in our Thermomix. It gives us more possibilities and options for what we can make. So today I want to show you how simple and quick it is to use it. I want to show you how amazing these patties are and show you how we put it all together to make it. So come with me on this journey. So let's get started. First things first, grease the Varoma tray with oil and set it aside. I've actually laid baking paper on mine back here, so I'm just going to use baking paper instead. It would like us to put into the Thermomix 90 grams of parmesan. Remember to tear your scales back when you take your lid off so that it doesn't go zero on you and you know what you're up to. So 90 grams of parmesan, in it goes. And then we're going to add to that some lemon zest, or lemon skin to zest. So you want to get a peeler and peel off a little strip. Don't get too much of the white stuff, because if you get too much white stuff it goes bitter. And you want to put in 1 to 2 pieces. Well, actually probably got 3 or 4. I love that. It's got such a beautiful flavour. On with the lid. And we're going to now blitz this for 7 seconds, speed 10, and make it grated cheese with this beautiful lemon through it. So let's do that. So once that's done, the next step, we are going to transfer to a bowl and set aside. So I've got my beautiful 500ml thermo server, perfect for this. Keeps that cheese nice and cold because it came straight out of the fridge while we do our next step. So I'll just show you, in it goes. Just tapping a bit of that out. Now I actually made my own ricotta earlier, so my bowl was slightly dirty from my ricotta. That's okay though, that's the beauty of the Thermomix. You can see there's a bit of browned milk on there, no big deal, okay? If you do get burns on your Thermomix, citric acid, so 1 tablespoon of citric acid, 250 ml of water, and put it on your kettle feature, or if you have a TM5 or 31, use your Varoma temperature and that'll just lift it off. Just remember the water will be hot at the end, so when you're scraping it with your spatula and the burn is coming off the bottom, then be careful with that, okay? Okay, 200 grams of fresh baby spinach leaves. So a lot of spinach leaves, okay? This is a really green little fritter type things, okay? And you'll see, this is most of this packet. It's a lot of spinach. I reckon you could mix it up with some rocket if you wanted to, or some kale as well. Nearly there. It's a lot of leaves, isn't it? There we go, 204. Insert the lid. Before I do, let's give that a shove down. Now lid, on we go. Next, 5 seconds, speed 6. So let's chop those spinach leaves down. You can hear it free spinning. Oh, I didn't get in there quick enough. I was going to say, grab your spatula, put it through the lid. Scrape down the sides, insert the measuring cup and repeat. So what I'm going to do though this time is I'm actually going to keep this spatula through the lid. So just a little tip, especially for things that bounce around in there, like light things. Keep your spatula in the lid and that will help that food move down. Speed 4, 5 seconds. Then you can just shove it around in there and it actually chops it really nicely for you. Scrape down the sides, insert the measuring cup, and it's going to do it one last time. So you can see this time we got most of them. Last time the top of that bowl still looked like it just had the leaves on top. You wouldn't have known it was chopped. It had only chopped those base leaves. So let's do that one more time. Speed 4, 5 seconds. Chopping it right down. Okay, now we're adding some ricotta cheese that's been drained, firm stuff, to the bowl. And this is what I made it this morning. There is a ricotta recipe on your Thermomix. It calls for 1.8 litres of milk and some vinegar. And that's all you need to do. Heat it up, add the vinegar, strain it, and here we go. I don't know how much I've got here. Let's have a look. And mine's just been sitting in the fridge cooling today because I did it probably a couple of hours ago. Just got to break it up so it fits down the blade shaft, okay? Oh, look at that. 227. That's not too bad, is it? All right, a pinch of sea salt. Excuse my arm. And then some nutmeg to taste. Where's the nutmeg? I'm actually not a fan of nutmeg as a flavour. Might be leaving it out. Oh, there it is. I was going to say, if I can't find it, I'll leave it out. Okay, quarter of a teaspoon of that. Some pepper, in it goes, and 1 egg. Okay, so that's your binder. That'll hold everything together. And now a little bit of flour. Only 90 grams, sorry, of plain flour. Now I'm using gluten-free, but you use whatever flour you would normally use for your food, for your cooking. It's not a huge amount, but it's enough to bind it together. Okay, there we go. Add the reserved parmesan and lemon zest mixture. Can I show you that before we do? Look at how fine that is. It's beautiful. It's a powder. It's absolutely amazing. In it goes. And this is our patty mix done. So I'll just put my lid on and that's going to go through for 10 seconds, reverse speed 4. There it goes. Okay, nearly done. Just making some space so that I can load these up in a second. Place tablespoon size balls onto the Varoma and press down gently. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scrape my sides now. I'm going to do this again. Gluten-free flour is renowned for being floaty. It kind of floats around. It's a bit like corn flour. So I'm just going to scrape it. And I can see as well there's a couple of chunks of my ricotta. I must have chopped that small enough or broke it small enough on the way in. So when that happens, that's okay. Just push the back arrow. And I'm going to actually go up again, and then I might even go a bit faster because I do have those big chunks in there. Put the spatula in, that'll get those chunks off the top moving. That's better. So now it's looking more like a paste. Not quite like a cake mix, it's not going to hold its shape, but like that. Okay? So now what it wants us to do is make tablespoon size balls. So Varoma tray is the part that you're using. Okay, I'm just going to sit mine up here so you guys can see what I'm doing. I've got the baking paper on there, the baker's paper, just so that I don't have to clean the cheesy mix out of the insides later. It says push them down gently to form your patties. So it says about a tablespoon. Those of you who know me know I'm not the most patient cook, so mine are going to be slightly larger than a tablespoon. Okay. Just so for ease of doing this. So, here we go. So just press them down slightly because if they're too thick, they're not going to cook through for you as well. Okay. So you do want them to cook through in your Thermomix. The next step is we're making a beautiful tomato mix. Now, if you're lucky enough to have a second bowl, which is the offer at the moment when you're buying a TM6 model Thermomix, you could actually at this point be going straight onto your tomato mix in the bottom. Okay, so you could straight away be putting in your tomato mix, getting your tomato mix hot, and then as soon as it's up, well, by the time it's up to temperature, you will have rolled these. So you could actually be moving on rather than rolling them now. Put your second bowl in, and just be heating up that tomato mix and ready to go with these in place because it's going to take a little bit of time for that tomato mix to get up to temperature and start steaming. So just about finished here. Now I'm hiding some veggies in my tomato sauce today, so every time I make a tomato based sauce I always put some extra veggies into it. So today I've got a zucchini and a carrot, not peeled or anything like that. Put them in, chop them with the onion step. Okay, you'll see me do it in a minute. But if you're cooking along at home, then I'm suggesting to you now, if you would like to hide veggies in, it's a really good time to put the veggies in with that tomato mix. So I am going to pause this recording now and I will come back to you in a moment with my second bowl. And once I've rolled all these, you guys don't need to watch me roll these all, and get that tomato mix on, ready to go. So I'll see you in a moment. Okay guys, so I have rolled all my patties. I don't have 15 because I've made them extra large size, okay? Because I really don't want, well, I didn't want to roll them more than I had to. They smell amazing. They smell just like those spinach and feta patties that you might go to a dinner party and have, right, out of the packet. So how cool is that? Okay, set the Varoma aside. Cut 1 onion in quarters. Let's get a bowl in here. And 1 garlic clove into the Thermomix. Now I've got garlic paste at the moment that I've made, so if you want to see that video, jump on YouTube and you can see me making this beautiful garlic paste, which is just amazing. Okay, next, and so simple, some oil, and it's going to now chop. But before we do, as I mentioned earlier, we're going to hide some veggies in here. We'll increase that nutritional content even further. So before we do, I've got carrot, okay, just cut into chunks about this big. Really simple. I did peel it. My carrots were really old and the skin was going gross. So I actually peeled it. That's probably the first time you guys since March have seen me peel a carrot, okay? I'm going to do a zucchini. Same thing, it's cut into chunks. In it goes. I'm going to then do, I'm just chasing more zucchini around. I'm just going to then do some capsicum, okay? And that's probably about half a quarter. Whoa, throwing it around. There we go. And on it goes the lid. And we're going to chop this for 4 seconds on speed 8. Let's spin that around. Okay, that's done. Now scrape down the sides, insert the measuring cup, and I'm not going to scrape down the sides because that always gets my eyes. So I'm just going to go 3 minutes for Varoma speed 1. But yeah, the fumes of that garlic will get your eyes. So while that's going, of course, use your 3 dots on the top of the screen, or if you have a TM5, use the little triangle on the bottom left corner and pull up the details. Going to scroll down, we're going to see what comes next. So after this cook time, we're adding all the remaining ingredients. So that's really simple here. We've got a can of tomatoes. Okay, check. We've got, vegetable paste. I was going to say garlic paste, no, that's not right. Veggie paste. Okay, if you don't have this, make it. It is a staple for your thermomixing, your main meals, and anything that calls for salt, use veggie stock paste. It smells amazing, okay? And you can really play with the different veggies you put into it. No need for chicken or beef stock, just use veggie for everything that calls for stock of any form, okay? Some oregano, some salt, some pepper. I find I won't add the salt because I'll have the veggie stock. I'd much rather have more veggie stock in there than doing the salt. You can always add the salt at the dinner table, right? So there we go. It also tells you in the tips that you can exchange the tinned tomato for passata. It says they're a lovely light meal, and you can see there's some other hints as well. Leftover sauce, if you've got leftovers, can be used on pizza later. So let me scroll back and go continue. That's where we're up to. Now, while that's cooking away, what I am doing is I'm going to grab some veggies to put in my Varoma base. So I've still got this free underneath, which is awesome. So I'm going to be adding some greens, which will be cooking as well. And I'm going to, actually I'd normally do some carrots as well, but tonight I'm all out, so I'm just doing greens. So I've got some broccoli just back here, chopped and ready to go. And I've got some zucchini. Now they won't take the full cook time. I'll be bringing them out early and putting them into a thermo server. So they're now in the bottom to cook underneath the beautiful patties on top. The lid goes on. Now it doesn't particularly matter with the baking paper if you put the baking paper on the outside or the inside. This side you'll see it just naturally went in, this side went out. It doesn't particularly matter, okay? I love using baking paper, and I tend to recycle my baking paper as many times as I can, because what the baking paper does is it means you get no meat juices, or in this case cheese juices, stuck in the little holes on your Varoma. So it just makes clean up so much easier, because you're literally washing this off and recycling it and using it again next time. So it's so easy. You can poke some holes in that if you want. So if I'm doing something like chicken that's got the juice, poking 4 holes will let the juice sink through into the food underneath if you want to. But if you've got a vegetarian you're feeding, then obviously you don't poke those holes in there, okay? So that's set to go. All right, we're up to the next step. I love being able to look ahead and be organised, so that just makes it so much more time efficient in the kitchen. Okay, it means that I don't have to now go, next step, get the tomatoes, off I go. Next step, veggie stock, go to the fridge. It's all here, it's ready to go. And I've also packed away all the stuff that I had used already. Okay, 400 grams tinned tomatoes. So this is all softened and cooked off now. Okay, all my mix in there. So in with my 400 gram tin of tomatoes, which is just an ordinary tin of tomatoes, or you could use your own, okay? If you can ever get a box of tomatoes cheap, you can cook them all up and make them your own. It's beautiful. 1 teaspoon of dried oregano, just about out. We're going through a fair bit of oregano lately. Okay, vegetable stock paste, 1 teaspoon. I'm tempted to put a little bit more in. I might go for 1 heaped teaspoon. Normally in a family size serve, I tend to put a tablespoon in. I'm not sure why this would be any different. And maybe it would be the salt in the next step. Let's have a look. A pinch of salt. No, not particularly. That's only a pinch, right? I'm not sure. So I've just gone a generous bit there, okay? And we're not salt families. That we don't add salt on the table unless it's chips, hot chips, okay? That's the only thing we add salt to, and then we add a lot of lemon as well. So I'm not sure why it doesn't have much in there. But anyway, that's okay. I've put a heat into it. Okay, on with our Varoma. So this is where this goes in place. Take this out because you need the steam to come through. Varoma on, slide on like that. It's got 13 minutes, turn speed selected to speed 1, and it's going to cook on Varoma, so it's going to steam this all up beautifully for us. Now, I've got bigger ones in here than you might have made. It said 15, and I've made, how many did I make? 3, 6, 9, 12. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah, I've made 12. I just wanted to check I counted the right way. So I've got 12 in there. So mine may take a couple more minutes beyond this cook time, but that's okay. I mean, we're cooking something that's got egg, ricotta, and spinach in it are the main ingredients, and a bit of flour. So you'll know though, you'll know when you touch them, they'll be springy. You'll know that they're done. So we're just going to turn that up to speed 1. And I've actually got a bit of a tip with my Varoma. I find speed 1 is slow steaming. If I turn it up to speed 2, and you can do this on a TM31 and TM5 as well, it just pushes that steam up faster, which means it cooks quicker. And it means you don't have to necessarily repeat a step if you've had that time of doing it and it's not cooked at the end. So there's a little tip. So before we finish, let me just see what the remaining information is for us. It then tells me to blend. Is that what it's saying? Yeah, it tells us to blend that sauce at the end. That's up to you. I've never actually blended it in the past, but completely up to you if that's what you want to do. But otherwise, there you go, guys. This is how simple and easy and quick it is. I'll take a photo, I will share it with you, but give this recipe a go. Use your Varoma and see what you think. Cooking with steam is amazing. It's healthy, so there's lots of health benefits there, and you can make some amazing food super quickly in your Thermomix. Please let me know if you've got any questions. I'd love to help you. But otherwise, take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys.